Hi and welcome to another episode, and what we've got here is Microsoft Flight Simulator playing around in Microsoft Store, and it'd be great to actually have a shortcut. Now that's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's not my wonderful brain power that's come up with it, but what I'm going to do is to bring the information to you to make it a little bit easier to get going. Now what I want to point out is that I realize people in Steam can actually create a shortcut quite easily and have an icon on their desktop or something like that. But hang around anyway, because there is actually an attribute you can stick in at the end to actually get rid of all the swirly stuff when the game starts at the very beginning. You know, the Xbox Studios, the WWYs, the Black Shark, and the Azobos stuff. So you can skip all that, so the game loads a little bit faster. Now, first things first, let's go across to this website, which is avsim.com. Obviously, I'm going to put all the different links in the description below, so just check out down below what you need. Now, this person, VG Baron, has been nice enough to stick in the forum on how to actually do this, creating a shortcut for it, because for some reason it's not quite as easy as it is maybe for your other games, of where you can right click on the exe file hidden away in some folder and create a shortcut of your own. Now what we need to do is do what they say, so we go to where we want the shortcut to actually be. It might be on your desktop, it might be in a folder somewhere. In my case, I'm going to keep everything in a folder because I actually have a Stream Deck and I want to be able to launch it that way, so I'm fine with it being hidden away, as it were. So first things first, right click, new shortcut, and then we need to cut and paste all this wonderful command here. Whoops, not all of it, just this command. There we go. So we can do the Control C and Control V to cut and paste, but I'm just going to be lazy and do right clicking. And then we click next, and then we need to give it a name that we know what it means. So in my case, just for the fun of it, I'm going to put MSFS 2020 and then click finish. Now there we go, it actually has a nice shortcut there. Now just to point out for those that are on Steam as well, for your little bit of where it tells you for the shortcut, you know, right click it, bring up the properties, a bit like this, and it'll have a target bit here. What you need to stick in at the very end is in quotes, hyphen, capital S, capital S, capital F for fast, capital L for launch, and quotes, and then click apply and click OK, and that should help you get rid of all the bells and whistles at the very start of it. So you can just go to the press any key. So we have that, but for us now, we really would like to have a nicer icon than just a DOSBox icon. I'll just prove a point of what it looks like by dragging it across the desktop. As you can see, quite boring. Now, depending on the laws in your country, it kind of depends on what you can and cannot do. But in most countries, there is a fair use sort of mentality. So you don't get into trouble as long as you don't try selling it, passing it off as your own, that sort of thing. So what I've done is gone to the Microsoft Flight Simulator wiki page. Again, links in the description. And what we need is this logo, but this is the small version of it. And to get a nicer quality one, let's start off with quite a bigger one in the first place. So we right click, open a new tab, and then we have this here, and we can just drag it to where we want it. So in my case, again, it's still in this folder. I don't need that anymore, so I can close that one down. I'll just leave that for now. But then we go to this website. Again, I'll put a link in the description below. And this allows you to convert a picture file into an icon file, ready to be used on the little shortcut that we've just created. So let's get this and drag that across. Now I'm realizing some people have been going, you didn't have to do that, you could just enter the URL, you could cut and paste the URL. I know, but there's a little bit extra for people that are going to be using the Stream Deck a little bit later. So let's make it a nice big icon, because we never know who might need a nice big icon. So 256 pixels, you can play around with the sizes if you want to. and then start conversion. And then we want the file, so we download it, which is automatically done in this case here. And then I'm going to drag and drop that over here as well. So now we have an icon file, or the .ico. We don't need any of that anymore. And then what we can do is, over the shortcut, right click, properties, change icon, browse, and then I can take it off screen in a moment, but basically you get yourself all the way across to where the icon file is, and then select it obviously, and then click open, and there we go, we've got a nice little icon there. Click OK, click apply, click OK again, and this time, just to prove a point, we have a nice little icon saying Flight Simulator. And for those that want to stop there, that's great. You can copy this shortcut to wherever it's helpful for you, and it should get your Flight Simulator up and running and skip straight past all the fancy stuff at the beginning. Okay, for those of us who have a Stream Deck, we'd like to have a little icon in our Stream Deck, and I'm going to have it here with the rest of my games. I know it's a simulator, with the rest of the games. So I'm going to drag across the shortcut. It copies it, but sadly it only does the DOSBox icon, and it doesn't copy the whole of the command for some silly reason. Don't shout at me, shout at Elgato about it. Go tell them that their software isn't dragging all of the target across, mainly because there's a space. They really need to do it so that the whole command's getting dragged in, not just stop at the first space. It would really come in handy if they didn't do that. Now, what we do, since it's already highlighted, we press Ctrl C a few times just to make sure we've got a copy of it, and then we highlight over here and press Ctrl V, and there we go, it's gone in. So we can press cancel over here, and then for the title, I personally don't like titles. This is your choice on what you want to do with that, but for me I don't want them, so I press delete. And then of course with the icon, well, it's a DOSBox icon, I want the Flight Simulator icon. So I press the down arrow, set from file, and I'm going to select the icon because it's only 77K instead of 110K. It all adds up in the long run. And there we go, we've got a nice little icon ready and waiting to work, and that's it. So we can close this down, and we can close that down. I'll let you play with that shortcut yourself and go have fun and see that it actually loads up, takes you all the way to the press any key. Probably hasn't got a video in the background like it normally does. You press the any key and you should find yourself at the main menu of the game. Now, oh, I said game again. As the simulator, definitely a simulator. As always, happy gaming.